Was Charles Bukowski right? Let's find out. So, Charles Bukowski, otherwise known as Heinrich Bukowski. He is a German/American writer. He's known for his poetry, he's known for his novels, he's known for his various types of literatures, articles, essays. He's a juggernaut. That's the best way I can kind of put it. And one of my favorite authors of all time. And if you've never read one of his books or poems or essays, the best way I could describe him is very crude, real, and pretty funny, actually. He didn't have success till way later in his life. This is a guy who, again, his kind of crude way of writing is kind of reflective of, I think, his lifestyle and his way of thinking about the world, his worldview. And I think that kind of followed him, and probably the reason why he's such a great writer is because his life was so full of, sad to say misery, but it's true, that life experience is what made him such a good writer. The guy worked at the post office for about a little over 10 years, I believe. And I think he was into his 50s until he decided, you know what, screw it, I'm done. I hate this job. I want to be a writer. So just go for it. And he did. And he wrote the book Post Office, which is his first novel. The rest is kind of history. Everyone loved it. They loved his kind of neo-beatnik vibe that he had, but I would actually say it's a lot more funny and a lot more quirky but crude at the same time. And then he went on to write more novels and poems, and my favorite is a poem called Roll the Dice. There's very few songs, poems, novels, really whatever, that can motivate me quite like this poem can. So much of my life I feel like I've tried to hedge my bets. If I ever wanted to do something, it was always like, okay, I'll do it, but I just want to make sure it's not gonna fail, so I have my foot in this camp as well. And this poem was like, listen, if you're gonna do something, you gotta go all the way. You have to go all the way. And to prove that this is my favorite poem of all time, I actually have a tattoo right here. It says, I'll show a close-up of it, but it says all the way, and it says CB. Obviously, it's a quote from the poem, and it's by Charles Bukowski. The reason why I had it tattooed on me is because I love the concept of it. Listen, if you're going to do something, go all the way. And like to quote the poem, it could mean jail time, it could mean losing your friends, your wives, your jobs, mockery, isolation, because it's going to be worth it in the end. If you work your ever-loving ass off, and you grind, and you work, and you put everything into it, again, all the way, all of you, that's when the people that succeed. Again, very romantic idea, and I've always enjoyed the idea of it. But the older I get, I'm not so sure I agree with it. Let me explain. I still love the tattoo I have. I still love the idea of it. I still look at it for motivation when I feel like I could be doing more. But I also believe that life is about balance, right? So it's difficult because in order to succeed, especially in today's world, you have to really work hard. I mean, you've always had to work hard, but I feel like today you have to work very hard. And if you want to succeed at a high level, you have to sacrifice a lot. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a family, you have to sacrifice a social life, you have to sacrifice your time. You know, a lot of people that are successful later on, like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, they kind of give up their younger years, which for a lot of people is worth it. They think, what was I going to do my younger years? But, you know, you're only young once. That's not, to say like YOLO. I hate YOLO. You only live once, bro. Let's do it. Let's go do some stupid stuff. I guess it's the same concept as YOLO, but I don't mean it in the douchey kind of way. I mean it more like, at the end of your life, are you really going to look back and say, man, I wish I had made a few more dollars? Man, I really wish I would have closed a few more clients. Or, man, I wish I would have bought a few more properties so I'd have a little bit more money. No, you're going to be thinking about the people you love and the time that you had on this earth, because it's very short. It's very short. The older you get, the shorter it seems to fly by. So the idea behind the poem is, like I said, it's a romantic one, but I think it's flawed. Your only goal in life is success, financial success and career success. That's great, but to me, there's other types of successes. I'm having a hard time saying the word successes. There's personal success. There's personal growth. There's fitness success. There's relationship success. There's parental success. There's happiness success, right? I don't know if I would actually really consider someone who makes, just say, $1 million a year successful if they're miserable. To me, that's not the meaning of success. That's a meaning of financially successful, but when it comes to life, I would say no. That's just my opinion, of course. Some people, their idea of success is working hard, accumulating and conquering and moving mountains and becoming someone in this world. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we need people like that. The greatest people in the world have been those people. I'm just not sure if it's the way I want to live my life, because I've done it that way. Although I was never a billionaire, I changed the world yet. Just kidding. But I was working really hard, and I was putting photography over literally everything. And my relationship suffered, my personal life suffered, my happiness suffered, my health suffered. There's not that bonding time you have with yourself, the world, the people around you. Now that I'm a parent, my child. And I think maybe this perspective shift happened once I had a child. That could be. Of course, I want to be financially successful. Career-wise, I want to be successful. I'd love for this channel to be successful. But if it's at the cost of my personal life and my personal well-being and happiness and time with my family, forget it. I know that a lot of you feel the same way as I do, but I know that a lot of you don't. When you put financial success and career success over everything, I think you're doomed to be unhappy, at least for the majority of people. There's some people, no. There's some people that's all they need in life, and they live a happy life for the rest of their life, and that's awesome. But I don't feel like that's the majority of people, and I think they've been kind of sold that bill of goods, that everything in life is about financial security, or wealth rather, really, not even security. Because secure is like $60,000, $70,000 a year. You're financially secure. You can afford rent, you can afford your car payment, you can afford life, right? Not everyone can be wealthy. That's just the reality of it. Success is in the eye of the beholder, right? There could be someone who works at a coffee shop, and to them, putting a smile on everyone's face and making the best damn drink they can make is their idea of success. Who am I, or you, or anybody to tell them that that's not what it is? Just because it doesn't align with our idea of success and making it or whatever doesn't mean that it doesn't align with anybody else's. I don't know, guys. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your opinions. That's all I have for you today. I love the poem still. I love my tattoo still. I love what it represents. I love it. I love the romantic idea of it. But I don't take it too much to heart as, oh, give up everything for what you want, your passion, because I don't know if that's the right way to be happy. Some people would say, hey, we need good art. Who cares about happiness? Well, okay, that could be an argument, actually. All right, guys, my name is Spencer. This is Modern Thought. Please, again, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell icon. Tell me how much you love me. All right, guys. Till next time. If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you're going to try, go all the way. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, jobs, and maybe your mind. Go all the way. It could mean not eating for 3 or 4 days. It could mean freezing on a park bench. It could mean jail. It could mean derision, mockery, isolation. Isolation is the gift. All the others are a test of your endurance, of how much you really want to do it. And you'll do it, despite rejection and the worst odds. And it will be better than anything else you can imagine. If you're going to try, go all the way. There's no other feeling like that. You will be alone with the gods, and the nights will flame with fire. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. All the way. All the way. You will ride life straight into perfect laughter. It's the only good fight. there is.